Hello guys, Gene here, G Squared Tactical. Got Trey on the camera. Got my H&K P2000 SK chambered in, yes, 40 caliber. Now I sold all of my 40 caliber years ago. Swore I would never buy them. It was a dying round, all of that stuff. But in the tabletop, some of the shorts we did, I already mentioned what a great deal I got on this gun at PSA. It was $4.99 plus tax. It was less than $5.50 out the door. And I got this Solemn Tool mag extension here. I think it's a +3, and it fits really nicely in there. Gives me a nice extra bit of grip on the gun. And so, but I complained about the protrusion in the bottom of this magazine and how that it really caused you to hold the gun awkwardly. So I'm gonna start out shooting with this one since I complained about it. But I did a short and said that it was the most accurate 40 cal that I have ever owned. Prior to selling all my 40 calibers, I owned a lot of them. It was kind of my go-to round. I don't know why, but I did own a lot of them. And as you can see, I got my hollow points here, my carry ammunition, because I actually have been carrying this gun. That's just how well I shot with it. Got my light here, and I've been carrying it with this Solemn Tool mag in there. So I said in one of the shorts the most accurate 40 cal, but the thing is that I was shooting a more rapid fire in the short that I did, so it was kind of center mash ish, you know. And so somebody was calling out, well, what have you shot then, you know, if it's that accurate? But the one, we left the range that day, my wife was with me that day, and out of all the guns we shot, and we shot some pretty expensive guns that day, $1,500–$1,600 guns. I said, which one did you like the most? And she pointed at this one. It's a 40 cal, it's a female, and she liked this one the most. Of course, it is snappy because it's small, but it was an absolute tack driver. It is very, very cold out here today, for us anyway. Hands are frostbitten, I'm sure. So I may not shoot as well. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses.
The gangrene is setting in.
That's right. It sounds like I'm making excuses. I promise I'm not. I hope we've not shot bad today.
No.
So,
we've shot some great guns.
Anyway, I'm gonna shoot for the white pink target, the Miami Day as Trey called it. Shoot for that one. 40 caliber. I have shot this gun before. It's not the first shot. So let's see if it's as accurate as it was at the range. Not bad, not bad, but I will say, I mean, you see how I'm holding that? I mean, it really puts your pinky in an awkward, so when you try to get a wrap around here, it just feels super awkward. It's so much more comfortable, fun, and I shot way more accurate with the extended +3 here.
Well, now you have to shoot more accurate because you said that.
That's very true. So now you can see it's not quite as awkward.
I like that look a lot better too.
The way I'm holding it. We are shooting the Lawman ammunition here. Everybody always asks what we're shooting. Typically we don't shoot high quality ammo, but it's the only 40 cal available that we could find. So as Trey said, I have to shoot more accurately now. That kind of sucks. So I'm just gonna shoot for all of that red and that paper target there.
The larger?
Yeah, the larger one. Something you definitely want to hold on to.
Snappy.
It is snappy. Well, I did not perform as well with it as I did at the indoor range, where it was a balmy 73 degrees.
Were you shooting at 10 yards at the range?
That's 7 yards. I was shooting at 7 yards at the range. We're shooting here at about 10 yards.
Okay.
And it's about 45 degrees colder, maybe 50. I'm sure that comes into play. I kind of sort of hope that once we get Trey loaded up here that he shoots just a little bit better than me. That's not horrible, but it's not great either. But I can barely feel my fingers, and I'm not joking about that. So I kept losing my grip on it. So Trey gets to learn from my mistakes, I guess, and maybe he gets to get a more death grip on it. So let's get him loaded up and see what he thinks. You haven't shot this gun, have you?
No, sir.
So we're loaded up with the H&K P2000 SK. First feels, impressions, look at this gun. As Gene mentioned, I have not shot it yet. I don't want to say it feels like I'm shooting a high point, or it looks like I'm shooting a high point, but dude, this thing is a block. It looks like they took a brick and chiseled out what they thought might be a good looking gun, and that's what they did. So I'm shooting with this little pinky flare. It looks like a little platypus bill of a flared out mag, if that's what we're calling it. I'm gonna see how I do. So I'm going for the Miami night target to start off with. I definitely feel a little bit of snap in it. Not a fan of that mag release, just off first impressions. But it seemed to be somewhat accurate, I suppose. I mean, my grouping wasn't tremendous, but I did keep all of them in that same little area, I suppose. Let me shoot it some more so I can give a better outlook. I'm gonna go for that small right target, see if I can't hit. Actually, I'm gonna move up to 10 yards, so we were shooting at maybe 13. So I'm gonna shoot for the right target, see if I can't get some of that red out of there.
Tearing the wood up. Tearing that wood up. Yeah, you might need to stop that.
Let me go for the red you were shooting at.
I ain't totally sure.
Well, I'm not the most accurate with this gun by any stretch of the imagination. It is a compact, it's an H&K. You know, it's awfully difficult whenever it comes to these videos. We like to compare it to other guns, but different manufacturers and companies make so many different features about their guns, from slide serrations to weight to just overall girth of the gun, and this is a very thick compact. Chambered in 40 cal makes it really snappy, as Gene was mentioning. I didn't feel myself losing grip because of it though, so I guess they did a decent job on the texturing. I like the variation of texturing. So the front and the front and then the back strap seem to be about the same. The middle is smooth. It's not very stippled like we saw on that the last gun that we shot. We didn't really see too much smoothness on that grip, but I mean, overall, it's a gun, I guess. I mean, it goes bang. I'm not a fan of it, but that's just my personal opinion. I think it has a lot of great features. I think you did really well in adding this extended magazine, or this extended plate to this magazine. I definitely like shooting this more than I did the pinky extension on this magazine. So.
Well, I'm going to shoot this thing again because I've done so much better at the indoor range. I want to try to reel it in.
I don't know what I felt. Embarrassed? No, I didn't say embarrassed. It is cold out here. I know everybody's going to call us sissies, especially you northern folks, because it's probably minus 13 where you are right now, and it's only 30 here. But that's cold for us in the south. You know, we're not used to that. And we got a little heater over there, and been trying to warm our fingers up. I'm not sure if it's hurting or helping. I'm not really sure. Don't seem to be helping much. But I'm going to move up to about 8. Man, I should say 8. So we determined that a certain spot on the ground here with our rangefinder was 10 yards. I'm gonna try to maybe move a step or two in front of that, maybe get to 9 yards, more consistent with where I was shooting at the range. Again, you cannot carry this cocked and locked. There is no safety. We invite you to go check out the tabletop on this to get a more accurate depiction of the internals and things of that nature. But you do have to decock it. So you racked one in, decock it, push button decock here at the back. So if you use it in a self-defense situation, you will have to pull from double action. There's no cock and lock. So anyway, got the, as Trey said, the platypus set up in here. On this particular gun, now typically on, you know, he mentioned the mag release. Typically on H&K, I really like the mag release because I can release it with my index or my trigger finger. But it is kind of awkward on this compact gun. So still not a huge deal for me. You know, and as far as, you know, I don't think H&K, much like the FN, most of the FNs, they're not known for their good looks. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're not.
They do well. I don't know. I don't want to make some comment and in a
Well, I'll make the comment. I think if I'm getting at what you're saying, but it's a comparison thing for me. Like you have Canics, you have all of these other kind of guns that perform well, just like an H&K does, just like an FN does, and they're not bulky. I don't know if that's what you were getting at, but what I'm saying is that there is a potential and there is technology out there to make them not bulky and
Baby's
still reliable.
got back, and she carries it well.
She does. She thick.
Let's just move up.
Okay.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong. Baby got back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the Miami night.
Just breathe on the target.
Huh?
Breathe on it, why don't you?
Breathe on it.
You're getting close.
I mean, we're at 10 yards.
Yeah, you're right. I'm picking.
So let me grab this other magazine right fast.
So we got our Miami Day and our Miami Night, the Canic editions.
And wheelbarrow is 10 yards. I'm gonna step up just about right here, probably about 9 yards right here, and see if I can shoot as accurately as I did. I'm really gonna try. I'm really gonna slow down, really concentrate on pulling that trigger. Try not to whine too much about my bones feeling as though they might break because of this cold. Oh, would you look at that?
That's what happens when you slow down and take her easy.
Oh, you idiot. I'll tell you, I was a tack driver with this thing at the indoor range.
And you were shooting at 7 yards at the indoor range?
Right. So, and they say, I don't know who comes up with this stuff, but they say that if you're going to have engagement with, you know, a polar bear.
Yes. An elk.
Right, that it's going to be within 7 yards. I don't know. I don't know, you know. They figured that out. I don't know. I don't know who they are, but they said 7 yards. So I'm at 9, 10 yards here. So I say that's not half bad.
That's good.
Let's try to get on the Miami Day and see if we can keep 2 out of the lower left there. Probably the very first one I shoot is going to be low left just because I said that. Did I not?
Some might say that was intentional.
It was. I did that on purpose. Not bad. I like it. Again, we're talking about shooting at a 3-inch pink spray can area of an 8-inch target. So again, polar bear. This is the black bear over here.
Yes.
It's a black bear.
Yes.
That's the polar bear.
Okay.
With his pink paws. It's cold outside.
Very. He's cold.
I don't know why his paws are pink. Not totally sure. Could be a natural thing. But anyway, it was a contrast of the white and the pink on the polar bear there is messing me up a little bit. Anyway, I'm happy with that. If a polar bear stood up at me at 8 yards, he definitely went down.
Right.
He's not doing well is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know if we'd survive in polar bear terrain. We can't even handle this 30 degrees.
Handle 30 degrees. I mean, you know, Trey's over here talking about his toes is about to rot off. He's got gangrene done set in. I'm not totally sure. But either way, I'm not displeased. I'm not unhappy with this gun. You know, as I have frequently told people lately, my absolute favorite brand by far, as I try not to be brand specific, but if you're going to force me to, it's definitely going to be CZ. Everyone I hand a CZ to always shoots and does well with it. And the last H&K we had out at the range was the VP9 Tactical, which Trey immediately went out and bought him one because he was lights out with it. But and it's got back too, you know, that baby's got back too. And because H&Ks are thick, they're like FNs, you know, they're built like tanks.
They are.
I would say that H&K would probably take the second spot for me in my favorite. Again, if you were forcing me to be brand specific, FN's kind of getting up there as well. And I guess I'm becoming bougie. I guess I'm becoming a gun snob, you know.
Yes.
I carry a Dan Wesson 1911 on my side, so you got to be bougie now. You got to be a douchebag. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, H&K P2000 SK chambered in 40 cal. I'd be interested if I can find another deal for $4.99 how the 9mm might perform. I think Trey would probably like it better because, again, it wouldn't be quite as snappy. I don't know if you've seen the fireball coming out of the end of this thing as we were shooting it, but either way, have not had a single problem with it between today and the range trip the other day. I have about 200 rounds through it so far. Not a single issue to speak of. So certainly I can recommend the gun. If you like a compact H&K is your brand. You want something you can really conceal. She may be thick, but she's still very concealable. Definitely could recommend the gun. Go again, check out the tabletop to learn more about the weights, lengths, heights, all that good stuff, trigger pulls and whatnot. And we hope you enjoyed the range today. Make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, and be blessed.